Hello everyone and welcome to the Low Budget Otaku, and today I'm here to tell you about animes that deserve a sequel right now. Did I choose this team to talk about? Well, because if you are an anime fan, you know the pain of watching an anime. You're enjoying it so much, it ends in a cliffhanger, and then you wait 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, and no sequel is coming. What's going on? What's the world going to be like? Unfortunately, this is very much a staple of anime. Not all shows get the sequel that they deserve, and a lot of shows do get sequels and they don't deserve it. Like, for example, Dragon Ball Z with Dragon Ball Super and GT, and for example, Naruto with Boruto. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Dragon Ball Z, I love the original Dragon Ball, I love Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, but Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball GT are mostly shit. They make no sense, and the ending of Dragon Ball Z is good enough. It should have ended there. If you want to do movies like they did, Battle of Gods and Resurrection of F, I'm okay with movies, but I don't think they did deserve another season because it made no sense, and I think the low quality of Dragon Ball Super is proving that. And Naruto was an amazing show. In the middle of Dragon started going downhill with a lot of filler and some questionable story choices. That made me in a situation where I was like, I just want to see the end. I just want to see how it ends. Just please end it. Please end it before I kill myself with the scissors. Just please end it. Then it ended and everybody was like, finally, yeah, that's a wrap, everybody. I'm happy with the ending, I'm out. Oh, Boruto. Oh, so you decided to end Naruto? You were, big cloud, and Naruto's coming to an end, and then you get the sequel, Boruto with his son and doing the same thing all over again. It just, I think it's a waste of money. I'm not hating on it. For me, if it wasn't for other shows not getting the attention that they deserve, I wouldn't care. There was dozens of sequels of shows that really don't deserve it. But unfortunately, a lot of shows get overshadowed by a lot of commercial shows that do well. I don't understand even why. Why is Naruto still getting the attention and views? Why? It's probably nostalgia that Dragon Ball Super is getting as much attention that it is, but surely they don't deserve the attention. So let's talk about those shows that, in my opinion, deserve a sequel. But first I'm going to give you an honorable mention, and it is The Gray Man. The Gray Man is a good show. It was an amazing show when it aired originally. It was one of the best shows that I ever watched at the time. It was so fun to watch. It had a great story, great setting with like this. It was not really medieval, more I don't know, Renaissance vibe with a lot of religious themes. You were the exorcists like in the Akuma, and you have all these millennial Earl, all this. The world was really well built. You have a great uniqueness with the innocence that was the weapons that the exorcists would use, and then also some variety of the Akumas and the enemies. Everything was really expertly made. So I was very disappointed when the first season ended at, 90 something or 100 and something episodes, and it ended because the manga artist got injured, and she took some time off. But then when she came back, she didn't really came back like at a weekly basis, and it was very sporadic that the manga would come, and that created a problem. And the problem that it created was that, unfortunately, the problem was getting slimmer on an anime sequel because they needed to wait for the manga to go a little bit further. Not just that, but are you going to trust to give a sequel to someone who may not finish the work They actually did. Last year there was a sequel of 12, I think, episodes called The Agreement Hollow, but of course it didn't really move that much on the story, and unfortunately that creates a lot of problems because you don't have enough material of the manga for them to do a proper sequel. And that's why it's not really on my list, but is an honorable mention because if they could fix the manga problem and they could really push, there's a lot of people that still love Tigre Man and is an anime with a lot of potential for a proper sequel. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem likely. So let's start with the proper list. Number 1, I will tell you about Hajime no Ippo. Yes, Hajime no Ippo is one of the best sports anime I've ever watched. Next to Kuroko no Basket and IQ, it's almost the perfection of the sports anime formula. You have great characters that you get really invested in their struggles, especially on Ippo's motivation to be the best, and great animation, a great soundtrack. It makes boxing look much more interesting than it is in real life. It got a big first season adaptation, then it got 2 sequels that had improved animation, improved everything in terms of soundtrack. They really poured a lot of effort into those 2 sequels. The problem, I think, arises in terms of the manga is still going on. And because the manga is still going on, it stopped. But the manga is already moved forward enough so they can do a proper 4th season, and maybe even a 5th season with the material that they have right now. But I would be happy enough with a 4th season. They would follow the same 24 episode season length that they did the last 2, and they could wait a bit more for the manga to move on and then do another 5th season. No fillers, don't do fillers on Hajime no Ippo, just follow it straight with the manga. And I think if they did, I don't know, 2-3 seasons more, I think they could finish. So yes, Hajime no Ippo, definitely an anime that if you love sports anime, you should watch right now. Don't worry because the manga is going on. So if you finish the first 3 seasons and there will not be a 1st season, you always have the manga. Then we have to talk about Deadman Wonderland. Deadman Wonderland is a gem that is very underrated, but it reminds me a lot of Mirai Nikki, Elfen Light, and Guilty Crown. If you know those animes, you know that they share some similarities in terms of, you also have like a wimpy male main character, and then you always have like this female main character that is very strong, very strange, a little psychotic, a little bit yandere. And a lot of people love those shows, especially Mirai Nikki. Mirai Nikki exploded in popularity. Now Deadman Wonderland I think came out very near to Mirai Nikki. I don't know if it was the same year. If it was not, it was like 1-2 years difference. And unfortunately did not have the same popularity as Mirai Nikki. So it got like a short 13 to 16 episodes first adaptation, and it didn't really do that well in Japan, even though in the West it actually did quite well. And unfortunately it was not given a sequel, and I think the studio that did the first adaptation was closed. That's sad. But story really kicks off after the first season ended. So I think the proper way to save this anime probably would be for a new studio to come on and really completely redo everything. Start from zero, adapt what was already adapted again, and do like maybe 50 episodes anime. At very think it would be enough to finish because it's not that long, the manga. So I think 55 episodes would be enough to complete the story. Or leave that first adaptation and start from there, and it would be like a 30-40 episodes sequel. I don't think it's that hard to finish the story, and I do think it would be popular enough to be successful, especially considering how successful Mirai Nikki was. And I think it's one of the closest anime to that formula success. Second main character, the girl, was almost, if not as charismatic as you know. So yeah, I do hope you guys give it a chance and tell me what did you think about Ant-Man Wonderland, because I do think it truly deserves a sequel. And next off on my list is Hitman Reborn. Now Hitman Reborn is not the biggest deal of them all, because Hitman Reborn is a long-running shonen anime. It is nice, you know, it's not the best long-running shonen anime, but it was very funny. It had great action, it had a nice story. It had some incoherences that are typical of shonen animes that didn't make that much sense, and it ended in a positive note with the ending that you can consider the ending. After a while that I watched the show, I found out that there was more manga to it. And it was not that much more manga, so they could do like, I don't know if it would take 50 episodes to finish the arc that they left out. Why did they leave that out? I don't know if people were getting a bit tired of the concept because it was 200 plus episodes, but it has been enough time so that they can bring it back and it will feel fresh again. It will have enough audience to finish the adaptation. And I think it is a nice alternative to One Piece and Fairy Tail, Naruto. So yes, it is a simple story. You have like this kid is chosen to be the next mafia boss, and he becomes a tutor, special tutor that is a baby, that is like a hitman for the mafia. Yes, a baby hitman for the mafia. He starts building his mafia family around his friends from high school. It's very funny, and he has good action to it, and things start escalating from, you know, first being very high school focused and then being more mafia focused, and he always keeps a light-hearted tone. It's not as serious as most other shonen animes, but it's still really good when you get into it. The final entry in this list, the fourth and final entry, is Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple. Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple, in my opinion, is the most underrated anime of all time. The anime is amazing. It is a shonen, but a shorter shonen than the previous mentioned Hitman Reborn, but it is so much better. First of all, it does something that very few animes do right, and is the power levels. Unlike most animes like Naruto and Bleach and Dragon Ball, where you have a character that is already a prodigy on whatever strength type that they have, but he always getting stronger guys, and he's always separating them by his talent and also work at it, but talent. In Kenichi you don't have that. In Kenichi the guy has zero talent. He's like being bullied by people all the time, and he meets this amazing girl that is Miyu. She's the talented one. She's the martial artist that seems like a Goku or a Naruto but this kid with an amazing sense of justice and honor, he falls in love with her, and he decides to get stronger, not just because of himself and the way that he wants to be a great person and help others, but because he wants one day to be able to protect her, even though she's amazingly strong. But you see him grow in a way that all other shonens cannot show you a character grow. And he is not like a stupid guy like Naruto or Son Goku. He's smart. He is a smart guy, but he's not a talent guy in terms of martial artists. But he gets all of these great characters as his masters. He has several masters. He trains in several different martial arts in his dojo of the strongest of them all. And he's every time he gets stronger, more strong guys come after him to try to dethrone him of being like the strongest disciple. And he doesn't want anything to do with that world, but he keeps himself going with his sense of justice and the love that he feels for the girl. It's really difficult to explain why this anime is so great, but From the good representation of the martial arts, great action, amazing soundtrack, the emotional level that it can give you in a lot of parts of the anime. It's so hard. It's funny. It's very funny. It has a lot of perf moments from some of the characters. It gets more perf as time goes on, but the first 50 plus episodes just give you the first arc that is the weakest arc. If you watch Kenichi, you're going to love Kenichi, and then you're going to think about these words. It's the weakest arc of all the arcs in the anime. And then you get like some obvious that are going to introduce the next arc, and you can already see by those obvious that the next arc is going to be amazing. And then you have no more. You have to read the manga. And I read the manga and got it to the end, and it was one of those cases that really pushed me in an emotional level. And yeah, considering that it's a finished product, you have all the manga, and you have all the build up to it, and you're not doing anything with it. We need Kenichi, we need more Kenichi, we need the sequel. So yes, this is my #1 anime that deserves a sequel. And that's it for me today, and I hope you guys will tell me in the comment sections what are your animes that you think that aren't finished and truly deserve a sequel. Tell me in the comment section, let's give ideas. And don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, leave me a like below. Subscribe if you haven't to the channel. I always have great reviews, great videos like this. Also, hit that notification button so you know when I'll put a new video up. Also, follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I'll share amazing stuff there. And I hope I will see you guys next time. Share the video if you want to help me.